Jutter, what about the concept of a pearl necklace? A pearl necklace. Yeah, being pearls in a pearl necklace. Are you an inanimate object or a person? I'm a person. So you are not actually a pearl. You are not born inside an oyster. You are actually a living, breathing person, right? Yes. Okay. First of all, the whole concept of a pearl necklace is BS. Now, what it comes down to is this. Back in times of ancient Rome, there was a religion based upon the Furies and the Fates. Are you an ancient Roman? No. Can you read ancient Roman text? No. Do you have any idea exactly what happened in Rome at all? Well, only what I read in school. Exactly. Most of that has been destroyed even by time and history. You couldn't to this day go out into some library and pick up a book that explains how to worship Nemesis and the Furies. You might get a name call. You might understand that one of the Furies is called Nemesis, but you wouldn't actually know anything about the religion of the Fates, a religion of the Roman Empire, because the records for the religions that they're basing this on were destroyed in wars long, long ago. What this concept of a pearl necklace is people thinking about how the Romans might have lived. If I was going to create a religion based upon the Fates, what would it be like? Let me think about it, and that's what I'm going to create. That's what a lot of it is. Now the concept, the actual concept of a pearl necklace and a fury comes from the concept of people living past lives. Okay? Now, the horsemen are forced, the titans are forced to live again. Okay? A lot of religions don't believe in reincarnation or past lives or anything like that. They believe in the Christian religion that you die, go to heaven or hell, and that's it. Of course, for us, sometimes we wonder, maybe all of this is just we are going to hell every time we die and we're born again, and that's hell again, because there is no actual hell, but there's just living on earth, which is hell. Good point that maybe actually that's all everything is. But at any rate, what it comes down to is this. If you live a past life and you date that girl or marry that girl, and you then die and you come in this life and you meet that girl again in her new incarnation in this life, so you're both living a current life, but you also lived a past life together, then perhaps that means the girl might be a pearl from a pearl necklace of the Fury, because the souls are paired and they're always finding each other. Okay? The first concept that anybody has of a pearl necklace is people who were finding each other. That's important for some. I mean, think about it. If you were in love with somebody and you were murdered, how terrible. That was wrong. Maybe you got a chance to do it again, and maybe you found that same person and realized it, and maybe this time you're not going to be murdered and you're going to actually be happy together. Maybe that's heaven on earth. Remember, in all times, Christ said, live your heaven on earth. Okay? Now, once you understand that, then it's a very simple concept. Okay? You have the idea that you lived a past life, he lived a past life, and you met again. So you're now paired souls. To be paired souls, perhaps you're going back to the Roman concept of a fury and its pearl necklace. Is that all it is? No. A pearl necklace in respect to a horseman means all of the girls who are quote unquote pearls are sisters or are friends. They cooperate with each other. They're not sisters who fight each other. They're not friends who hate each other. They're people that work together. They work together to create a common goal. That is how you create fate in the first place. Now, the concept of fate is very difficult to understand because there are many ideas on Earth. The first is like there were only 3 women who wove fate in a great tapestry. Then the concept of there being only 3 got kind of boring by some religions, and it was replaced by the idea that there were more than 3. Okay? So, I mean, it's all nonsense, really. But in some respects, maybe it isn't. But to really understand whether it is or isn't, you have to get out of Christianity, and you have to go into Shinto and Buddhism. Shinto and Buddhism and Hinduism understands the concept of fate. Now, once you understand their viewpoints of fate, then you start to realize where some of the nonsense of today comes from, because it's all karma. But as karma is always talked about properly, leave karma to karma. You don't affect it, it affects you. Oh. Now, when you understand that, let's give an example here. Let's say you and your friend and your other friend all fell in love with the same guy. But you married him. They did not. They were younger or older, whatever the heck. You met him first. Doesn't matter. He's your husband. They're both your best friends still. Okay? Now, you're still going to party together. You're still going to go out on Saturday night and all 3 of you get together and have fun, and maybe their boyfriends will join in. And that's how friendships start. Now, in that sense, you have 3 girls who are cooperating with each other. That is a 3-pearl necklace. Simple. If you look at things from a perspective of fate, dreams, and psychic powers of precognition and precognition, where you can change what you see, then what it means is you have 3 individuals who are cooperatively saying, I saw that election in my head. I didn't want that person to win. So all 3 of us are going to dream cooperatively that the same person will lose. How often does that happen? Okay? I mean, think about it. If you have 2 friends and you've been friends for life, that doesn't necessarily mean that that one is an independent, that one's a Republican, and you're a Democrat. How would you ever agree on one person politically? That's where a pearl necklace would come in. Because in a pearl necklace, all 3 always agree on every single thing. All 3 work together to create a single concept. Now, does that mean you are a pearl in a pearl necklace? Probably not, if you can't agree to that. If there aren't a group of people that are all together in a mental psychic gestalt for a common goal to create a common purpose, all working together, then maybe pearl necklaces never exist. As a fate, as a fury on Earth, right now, I have 2 operating pearl necklaces. One in the country of Japan, where there are more than 1 woman who all work together, cooperating with each other on a specific goals and specific ideas about their life. They believe in Shintoism and Buddhism, and they follow fate and karma, and they're all trying to cooperatively create positive karma. The other one is in England, France, Italy, and it's kind of broken at the moment. It's not really working. It doesn't really exist because most of the time the women don't cooperate with each other. But it does exist there. That's it. In the United States, it's just a pile of people that thought they were pearls, thought they were necklaces, thought they had something in common with each other that actually don't. They're not even supposed to. Because they can't, they're so drunk, they're so high, they couldn't cooperate with each other if their lives depended on it. To really be a pearl necklace, you can't be two girlfriends out for a fun night, or two girlfriends walking through life, or two sisters together in life. It can't be that, because that's just two. A pearl necklace implies more than 5. In fact, the number required to create a pearl necklace is equal to the number of the Fury. I am Fatal Fury number 9. Number 9. There must be 9 girls working cooperatively together to create a actual pearl necklace. You have to have 9. You can't create 9, you can't create a necklace. And you don't create it, I do. And the last one I created was in another life in Japan before World War II. Possibly even before Jack the Ripper. So it's kind of a stupid concept to even talk about in this lifetime because it's irrelevant. How are you going to find 9 people to cooperate together on anything for any reason? They're too drunk, they're too high. So get the whole concept of pearls and a pearl necklace out of your head. It doesn't exist. What's a warhorse? War horses are women who are specifically powerful people. Every single one of them is a psychic. Every single one of them is really a psychic. I mean, they can actually start a fire with their brain. They actually do see the future. They actually can teleport people. They actually can move an object from one room to another. They're very powerful psychics. There are very few on the planet. In fact, if you wanted to ask me how many war horses there were, I'd tell you, on a planet of approximately 10 billion, there might be 20. And most of them don't live in the same country. In fact, they could be 20 different girls in 20 different countries. That's how rare they are. So don't even think about the concept of a war horse, because you're not one. And every one of them is known, every one of them is named, every one of them has a purpose, every one of them is already doing their purpose. So if you were a war horse, you would be born knowing it, just like a cane is born knowing he's a cane. What they do is they do what is necessary in order to correct the problems caused by people who want to question and ask and wonder. They're too developed. They already know everything. They're here for purposes. We who are here for a purpose follow that purpose. Live it. Be it. It's almost like a religious zealot. We cannot be changed. We cannot be broken. We will just do what we are meant to do. Nothing else. Which is why you shouldn't even ask. There's no point to it. Oh, one main thing I also forgot to mention about pearl necklaces. Now, What's one of the biggest problems in dealing with this whole concept of taking an ancient Roman religion and applying it today? Other than the fact that it's just kind of stupid to begin with, I'm not sure where are you going with that. Well, see, that's the thing, okay? Anytime someone says, I am a pearl necklace, we are pearls, we are a pearl necklace, and pearl necklaces do this, and you're a fury, and don't you understand? And why don't you understand? Well, anytime someone does something like that, what they are doing is they are saying, generic pearl A, generic pearl necklace, generic fury of generic idealism, connected to nobody. Which means, basically, you're back to Satan's crap about everybody is the same, nobody is ever special, how stupid could you ever be? I mean, what it really comes down to is this. Everybody is special in their own special way. Now, you don't need to pretend to be somebody else's special just to make yourself special. If you were a psychic and you could move an object with your brain from one point to another, you don't have to pretend to be a precog, to have dreams of the future, because you can move an object with your mind. That is special in and of itself. The more you try to pretend to be what you're not, the less you're concerned about yourself, and the more yourself suffers. What makes you special is your own uniqueness, your own special thing. Everybody has something special in them. Look at it from a simple perspective of just plain old life. I'm an artist. I can't draw to save my life. Painting, I'm iffy on. But I can do things like this. I can act. I can sing. I'm a musician, but I can sing. I can't play the guitar very well. I couldn't play the piano if you really kind of pushed me to it. There are many instruments I could really probably not do, but I can sing. Does that mean I'm not a musician because I can't play an instrument but I can sing? No. It means you have to look at your own specific uniqueness. Which is the thing, okay? Let us look back at some of the nonsense. If you're a pearl in a pearl necklace, do you have any special abilities to yourself? Or are you all just pretending to be something you're not? If you're sitting there spinning a wheel and playing the game of concepts, are you anything? Or are you just a pile of concepts and labels that other people have placed on you? Then there's this concept of bees, queen bee, and that kind of crap. Are you special when you do that? No. You're just being bored. You're just complaining and claiming and saying without ever actually being you. Which is the difference between people that are sober and people that are under the influence. People that are sober are more concerned about themselves and creating their own uniqueness in a simple world where everybody is special by their own unique abilities. You don't need to pretend to be what you're not. Just be who you are.